Hi, guys. I am Dr. Katie Friedman. I am a board certified pediatrician. I'm a mom and I'm an educator, and I'm one of the experts here medical experts here at ChildLife Essentials. And today we are going to be talking about vitamin supplementation. As a pediatrician, one of my biggest passions is taking topics that can be somewhat intimidating or confusing and really simplifying them. That's really what my passion is for parents primarily. I love teaching medical students too, but I really have a passion for giving parents education. And that's what we're going to be doing here today. We're going to be learning everything you guys need to know about vitamin supplementation in the newborn phase and beyond. And I'm just really, really glad you guys are here. I'm really glad you guys came, you're interested, you're motivated, because as a pediatrician, and I actually had a patient a few days ago who had an 8-month-old and her baby had fever and cough, and she was asking me, about how to keep her baby healthy and what she can do with the steps that she can take to help strengthen that immune system. And when we got to vitamin supplementation, she immediately said to me, "Oh, I didn't know you could give vitamins at this age." And I get that comment so many times. A lot of people are intimidated and don't understand you can give vitamin supplementation during the infancy stage. And not only can you, but should you, because we talk a lot here at ChildLife Essentials about the first 1,000 days of life. And what is the first 1,000 days of life? It's from conception to 2 years of age. And during that time frame, there's a lot of development that goes on. There's a lot of bone development and brain development. And it's this great opportunity to supplement and to help our kids and our babies grow and flourish. And a lot of times, because we don't know about it or we feel intimidated about it, we don't give them that supplementation. And we are going to break it down super, super easy today, you guys. We're going to break it down, make it so simple that you feel comfortable. And if you don't feel comfortable or you have any questions, we are always here for you. I'm actually going to have you guys do some homework right now. I'm going to have you take out your phones. I'm going to have you follow at ChildLife Essentials on Instagram and Forever Freckled blog. Why? Because that's how you can get in touch with me or any of the beautiful staff at ChildLife Essentials. And any of the questions that you guys have will be answered in the form of DM. You can always, we're very interactive on both of our websites. You can always DM us any questions that you guys have. Also, I'm going to motivate you guys to go to the booth when we're done from here and ask us. There's a whole entire Q&A tab, and you can ask any questions that you might have. I'm going to try to take as many as I can, but I have a lot of information that I want to go through with you guys. And we'll just see what the time permits, because we do have a lot of, we have a time restraint. So let's get started. I'm going to break this down for you guys into 3 sections: pregnancy, newborn phase, when the baby comes out, and beyond. And right now we're going to start with pregnancy. What vitamin supplementation should we be taking while we're pregnant to help our baby grow? And a lot of people ask me as a pediatrician, like, what can I do for brain development while I'm pregnant? Like, listen to Mozart, read to my baby. What can I do to give my baby that edge and help with brain development? And the answer is yes, you can absolutely do all of that. And that does support the brain development. But what also is extremely important during this time frame, critical actually, is vitamins, is your diet and your nutrition. And are you supplying your baby with the building blocks that we need for brain development? We're going to focus on brain development here. And we're going to talk about DHA. And I'm going to show you guys the supplementation. It's DHA. And basically what DHA is an omega fat. And our brain, the building blocks, the bricks of the brain is omega fats. So we need to make sure that we're getting that and we're supplying that to our baby while they're growing, because it's the building block of their brain. And so you can get that through diet to supplementation. You can get it in, nuts and fish. But as we are pregnant, or when I was pregnant, we do have some sensitivity and we have some restrictions as far as fish, what we can eat. And this basically guarantees that you're giving them enough daily intake of DHA to support that brain develop during the pregnancy. Now, a lot of times women will take fish oil, cod oil, DHA during their pregnancy, but it can have like a fishy undertaste, which when we're pregnant, we know we're already dealing with enough morning sickness, nausea. We don't need anything more. And actually, I can tell you guys from personal experience, because I actually take DHA now, even though I'm not pregnant, I take it every single day. And my kids take it every single day for brain development and concentration. And it tastes delicious. It does not have a fishy aftertaste. It actually has like a little bit of a lemon aftertaste. And it's really, really important that when we are pregnant, that we are supplying our baby with the needs and the supplementation for brain development. That's what we want to be doing. That's what we should be investing in. So if there's anything that you want to do during the pregnancy time, what you want to take is obviously a multivitamin, the vitamins that your OB-GYN and you guys decide on together. But I also want you guys to do DHA. And sometimes your vitamin supplementation, your multivitamin will have it in it, but most of the time it does not. So you want to go ahead, you want to check your vitamin supplementation. You want to see if you have the DHA. Most of the time you don't have DHA, and you want to go ahead and add that to your supplementation. So DHA, guys, pregnant, you're now, I'm assuming you're here because you're Pregnant Expo. And what you want to do right now today when you get off the phone is go ahead and start a DHA supplementation. And that's going to, again, provide you with the nutrients and the brain power and the building blocks that your newborn or your fetus needs for brain development during this crucial time frame. Okay, so now what's next? The baby, I've taken my DHA through my pregnancy. I'm helping with my baby's brain development. Now the baby comes out. And what do I need for my baby when my baby comes home from the hospital? What should be on my registry? What should be on my diaper table when my baby comes out? What am I going to need? And so a lot of people know that you're going to need vitamin D, okay? Why do you need vitamin D? Because your baby is going to need calcium for bone development. And a lot of times when we breastfeed, our baby doesn't get the calcium absorption, the vitamin D that we need for calcium absorption. And what people do know, a lot of people do know that. A lot of parents do know that going in, if they're going to exclusively breastfeed, that they're probably going to need a vitamin D supplementation. But what a lot of people don't know is that even if you're doing both, even if you're doing breastfeeding and formula feeding, you most likely are also going to need vitamin D supplementation. And basically what this is going to do, it's going to allow your body, your baby's body, to absorb calcium through the intestinal system, okay? That's vitamin D. So you want to get this now. You want to put it on your register. You want to have it available because once the baby is born, you're going to need to start this almost immediately. So your pediatrician, when you go to your first appointment, they're going to tell you to start vitamin D supplementation, and you're already going to have it because you're going to have put it on your registry and you're going to already have it. Now, what a lot of people don't know or are not as well informed about is vitamin K. So vitamin K is another vitamin supplementation. It's actually great for a lot of different things. It's great for circulation, for clotting, for actually your immune system. It has a lot of great benefits. But what it is really important for when your child is developing and having their bones are growing and they need that extra supplementation is vitamin K, because it actually allows the calcium to go from where it is to where it needs to be in the actual bones itself. So I like to say that it's almost like the Uber of calcium. So it gets your calcium to where it needs to be, which is in your baby's bones, which are going to help your baby grow and develop. So I always like to say, or I always like to, to remember vitamin D and vitamin K, like peanut butter and jelly of the bone development. You definitely need vitamin D, but you also want to do vitamin K together in order to really optimize that calcium absorption and help to support your baby's bone development. And that's going to be really important. You're going to want to put these on your registry and have them available when your baby comes home from the hospital. So really quickly, we're going to do a quick, just for review, because I'm all about review. I think it's, we got to review. So for pregnancy, DHA. For when the baby comes home, really simple, vitamin D and vitamin K. And those, again, are going to go together like peanut butter and jelly. And that's going to be for bone development. This is for brain development, DHA, brain development. And this is going to be for bone development, vitamin K and vitamin D3. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, perfect. Now, what else? Yes, and they can take them as an infant. And that is one of the things that I really love about vitamin. I see so many questions rolling in. It's almost distracting because I want to get to all your questions. And if I don't get to your questions, you guys, there is a Q&A portion of our booth. And all of these questions, I promise you, will be answered. Or you can find me at Forever Freckled blog, or you can follow ChildLife Essentials on our Instagram handles, and we'll answer any question that you guys have. But the question was, I believe, well, it rolled up now. So I don't know what, but we were at DHA and vitamin C. I'm sorry, the question rolled up because we have so many questions. So I was specifically going to answer this question, but yes, we are going to want these together for bone development. And most of the time, it's not enough. Again, for just breastfeeding women, you're going to need to supplement vitamin D, and also formula and breastfeeding together. You're going to want to talk to your pediatrician about vitamin supplementation, because most of the time your baby will not get enough vitamin D just from the formula itself if you're doing both breastfeeding and formula feeding. And the thing I like about ChildLife Essentials, you guys, why I'm an ambassador and why I'm one of their medical experts, is because it's made by a pediatrician. So like we are the only, or ChildLife Essentials is the only vitamin line on the market that is exclusive to the pediatric population. It's a pediatrician that wanted to help support the growth and the brain development, bone development, immune support. So he dedicated his life to making these vitamins only for the pediatric population. Most vitamin supplementation for children is an offshoot of an adult brand, but this is not the case for ChildLife Essentials. This is an exclusive. All their education, all of their money, all of their research goes to the pediatric population. And that's why I feel so comfortable with this actual line itself. So I think now that I'm saying that, I remember what the question was. Can you give this to infants? Yes, you can. And that's why there's packaging. I'm going to show you guys, will actually give you exactly how much to give for the age group. A lot of parents, that's why we're talking this out right now, are intimidated to give vitamin supplementation in that infancy phase. And they make their packaging so easy to understand what you can give, what you can't give, when you can give it, and it gives you the exact dosing. And remember, it is made by a pediatrician. It is all the research and everything that goes into it is for the pediatric population. So again, we do DHA for pregnancy, brain development, vitamin D and vitamin K for bone development. The other thing that people always ask me, like, what do you want on your diaper table? Like, what as a pediatrician is something that you should have in the house on hand? And I always tell people that gripe water is really a must-have, because a lot of babies have indigestion, they have gastritis, they have gas pain and crying. And when it's 2 a.m. or it's 8 o'clock at night and your baby's really, really uncomfortable, which is normal and natural, you want something that might be able to help you through it. And if you have gripe water has been proven to help soothe a baby with gas pain. And so it's really important that we have this, again, in our diaper bag, on our diaper table, because when that occurs, when our baby's in pain, when they're uncomfortable, we want that in our toolbox so that we can utilize it to make them feel more comfortable and make them feel more settled. And so having this on your registry and having gripe water on your registry really, really helps, and it's really effective in trying to help that gas pain out. Now, if you're taking it and you're finding that there's no relief and that your baby's really suffering with a lot of pain and crying, you obviously always want to talk to your pediatrician about those symptoms, because babies, especially in the newborn phase, their digestive tracts are very immature. And sometimes there's other things going on, like gastritis or milk protein allergy or something that might be upsetting your baby's stomach. So, but always try this, always have it on your diaper table. It is very helpful. People swear by it. And it's really, really important that you have everything that you need in your house when things change, because having a baby and having a newborn is really unpredictable and we don't know which way it's going to go. Some babies are beautiful and calm and really easy. Other babies are not. And when they aren't, you want to make sure that you are doing the things and you have the things that are available to you in order to help your baby along. I have a question. Do you use gripe water with the bicycle exercise with your baby? Kimberly Thompson. Yes. So there's a lot of things that can help with gas pains, a lot of things. You can absolutely, and GERD, which is what we call it with babies. You want to, when you're feeding your baby, after you feed your baby, sit your baby up for about 15 to 20 minutes, just up like this and kind of burp them. And if they're having extreme gas pain, you absolutely can do the exercise, the bicycle exercise, and you can actually even do it in warm water. So if you're giving them a bath, you can kind of work out that gas pain. But the gripe water is really, really helpful for gas pain and in trying to comfort an upset stomach. Yes, definitely love gripe water. Me too. I really do love gripe water. I think it's a really must-have. And it's really, really, it's a good tip to give new parents and to make sure that they have them in the house. How early can you start gripe water? Right away. So you can start it in the newborn phase. And again, it will tell you, so I'm glad that you asked that, because I want to walk you guys through that. you can see on the actual box itself, see infants from birth to 6 months, and it tells you exactly what it says, 2 mLs as needed. This is what's so beautiful about this company. And that's what I was trying to allude to before, is that they really spell it out in such a simple way. And they explain it in such a simple way that it really makes it easy and you feel comfortable giving your children vitamin supplementation because you know it's made by a pediatrician. I mean, obviously we dedicate our lives to the pediatric population. So we have a very an invested interest, and you know that it's easily going to be spelled out for you. And that's why I like it so much. I know we don't have so much time. They're going to kick me off relatively soon. I don't know exactly when, but soon. And I just wanted to also, because for all those moms that are out there who are also have a sibling, right? They have like a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old and they're bringing in a new sibling. And they ask me a lot about immune boosting vitamin supplementation. And I think it's important that I wanted to give you guys my favorite ones that my kids use and that I love and I use in my house, because keeping your 2-year-olds healthy as much as possible really is going to keep that newborn healthy as well. Because remember, they're unable to get the vaccines that we're able to get. Their immune system is not fully developed. It's not the same. And we really want to protect them as much as we possibly can from germs. And that's going to be in a few different techniques: washing your hands, making sure that you have as little visitors as possible, especially in this environment, making sure that your younger one is washing their hands before they touch the baby, and vitamin supplementation. I'm a big, strong advocate of vitamin supplementation. One of my favorite of their line, and this is the Elderberry Super Immune Boosting Soft Melts. My kids have these every single day before they go to school, and I have always loved the power of elderberry. It's a strong antioxidant. It actually has an antiviral component to it. And I really love it to give it to your toddler kids to help supplement that immune system. But they also have echinacea, which is amazing. They have First Defense, which helps zinc, which has been proven to help. And they have this First Defense, which I really, really like too. So their immune line, I think, for pediatric population is like no other. It's a very complete set that really focuses on immune boosting supplementation. And I love it. And I use their whole entire line for my kids. And I highly recommend it. Why not throw it on your registry too? Yeah, I heard about elderberry. Elderberry has always been one of my favorite things and one of my biggest recommendations to all my patients in the emergency room when they ask me about vitamin supplementation and starting their child on vitamin supplementation, because it's really been proven to help. We've been using it forever. Actually, we've been using it to fight the flu forever. And it's a really great immune boosting supplementation. Can we find these products on Amazon? You absolutely can. That is where they sell most of their products. They sell most of their lines on Amazon. We also have a code, and I'm going to put it here because my sister, she was so great. She wrote it out for us, but I'm going to put it right here so you guys can see it. It's actually 20% off, and it expires. I know it's backwards, guys, but it expires on Halloween, and it's Happy Kids 21. So take a screenshot and go ahead and mark it down and utilize this when you guys go ahead and buy your vitamin supplementation after this, because that's a really good discount, you guys. The other thing that is great about this line, I don't want to sound like I'm like, in a love affair with this line, but I really, really am, is that it comes in liquid form, and they also have the soft melt. So they have both. And this becomes really important for children that don't necessarily love to take vitamins, because what we do, and ChildLife Essential has this amazing Instagram account. It's one of the other reasons why I want you to do your homework and follow them, because they show you how to incorporate the liquid into all these cute little like snacks. Like my sister and I just did a really cute one for do-it-yourself fruit roll-ups, and we use the vitamin supplementation. You can use the liquid form to put them in these recipes and really get your children involved in vitamin supplementation and make it easy. But some kids love the melts. My kids love the melts. Some kids don't like the taste of melts or the texture of melts, and that's when the liquid becomes really, really important. And it's just, so I'm going to try, I don't know if I have 5 minutes or 6 minutes. I'm just going to go back here a little bit and see if there's questions that we might all benefit from. How long does it take the soft melt to chew or dissolve? Oh my gosh, my kids literally chew them up in 4 seconds. It's done and over. They actually asked me for another one. Can we take elderberry while pregnant? I'm finding conflicting information. That's an interesting a question, and I don't want to mislead or misguide anybody. I don't think there should be a problem for taking elderberry while you're pregnant, but I'm going to leave that up to the ChildLife team to make sure that I'm answering that correctly, because I want everyone to get the appropriate information that they need and that they want. Let me see. Yes, elderberry. So many questions, you guys. I'm so glad you're here and we're doing this. It makes me so happy that you guys are interested in vitamin supplementation, because all of my patients ask me about vitamin supplementation when their kids are 2 or 3, and they're usually asking about immune boosting ones. But we really do have this incredible time frame where our children are growing and their bones are growing and their brains are growing. And it's such a great time to help supplement them. And again, we're just going to go over really quick. All these are about gripe water. I think it's because I'm at the bottom of them. But we're going to go over really quick because I don't know how many minutes I have. And I just want to make sure to bring it full circle and just make it super, super easy. Pregnancy, DHA. DHA, pregnancy. That's what you're going to go ahead and take. And that's going to help with brain development. When the baby comes out, you're going to put this on your registry now, but when the baby comes out, you're going to be doing vitamin K and vitamin D. You're going to take them together. Remember what I said, peanut butter and jelly. And then also gripe water. You're always going to have this in your diaper bag. You're going to have this on your changing table. This is going to help with gas pains. It's really going to be a lifesaver, especially in the middle of the night when your baby's uncomfortable. And then beyond. And when I say beyond, that's when I talk about immune boosting. You can actually start to take some of this echinacea and some of these other immune boosting at a very young age, about 6 months. And again, all that details will be on the packaging. It's nothing that you have to worry about. But when we talk about beyond, my children still take DHA. They take them every single day. They call them their brain vitamins, and we take immune boosting supplementation. And I think that the nice thing about vitamin supplementation is not only that you're supplementing them and you're supplementing their body and their immune system and their growth and their concentration, but you're also adding and starting to introduce them to wellness and to eating and choosing healthy decisions, getting them into the part of the process, making them part and aware of their own body, and that the fuel that we put into our body and what is good for our body, and the healthy decisions and exercising and good sleep. And all of these habits carry on without them. But when you give them and you talk to them, children are sponges, and we don't give them enough credit. When we talk to them about vitamin supplementation, when we make them part of the process, they are more willing to learn, and they're going to emulate from you guys. They're going to want us to know and learn from us and what we do. So we take our vitamins together. We make it a consistent routine in our family, usually in morning, usually after breakfast, and we do it together. And I think it's really a fun and important way to continue to reiterate healthy living for our kids, moderation and exercise and sleep and healthy diets, and why it's important. But again, I know most of you guys are pregnant. You're starting your journey, and I'm really happy and excited that you guys chose to come here today. I hope that all of your questions were answered. I'm going to continue until they kick me off. I'm going to continue to look for questions. And remember, if I don't answer your questions or your question was not answered, we have a full booth, you guys, that you can visit, and all of your questions will be answered in that booth, the ChildLife Essential booth. And again, you can always find me at Forever Freckled, because I'm freckled, blog, and then ChildLife Essentials is the handle on their Instagram account. And remember, they have incredible recipes, such fun ways to incorporate and celebrate vitamin supplementation with your kids. And yeah, so I'm excited and I'm happy that you guys are here. And I'm just going to scroll as I'm scrolling to see if there's a question that we can all benefit from. We take those, and the baby will get it through the breast milk. So Lindsay, what I was saying to you before is that if you're exclusively breastfeeding, or even if you're doing supplementation, which a lot of women do, especially if they're going back to work, they're doing breastfeeding and formula feeding, you're going to need to supplement with vitamin D, because that's going to help with calcium absorption. So again, that's why you want to make sure, because a lot of us don't know whether we're going to fully breastfeed or we're going to formula feed. We think we're going to do one thing and then we end up doing another. So just put them on your registry. It's going to be the vitamin K, as we mentioned, and the vitamin D supplementation. I hope that answered your question. Yes. Oh no, Amanda said that it comes in a dropper, and it does. Do we always need to give our baby a multivitamin? I do give my kids a multivitamin. I think that when you're starting in the newborn phase, start with the vitamin D and the vitamin K. And then, that's going to be the most important thing, because of because of the bone development. We want to make sure that that's a top priority. I think I only have like 20 seconds left, guys. Well, anyway, I don't see anyone's, but it was so nice meeting you. I'm Dr. Katie Friedman. This is ChildLife Essentials, and I hope you guys learned so much today. I hope you were able to absorb a lot, and I hope I made it nice and easy and simple for you. And again, if I didn't or you have any questions, feel free to always reach out to us on ChildLife Essentials. Go to the booth, and then don't forget the discount, you guys. Don't forget it. Happy Kids 21, 20% off.